Welcome to the Winfield Township Annual Town Meeting for 2023. Please stand and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, I will read the notice of the meeting for the township published in the Daily Herald newspaper.
I'd like to make a motion to waive reading of the minutes in the newspaper.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Bowles.
Sorry.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Moving on. Time to appoint a Sergeant of Arms, J.P. Augustinovich.
Sorry, I didn't
You accept the responsibility of Sergeant of Arms? Thank you. Next, we'll conduct nominations and elections for a moderator of tonight's meeting. Do we have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Ed Frankowiak.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Elecna. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? At this time, we'll close nominations. I'll make the motion to close the nominations. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right. Ed, please come up front.
Who can I kill for doing this? All you.
Okay. Will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ed Frankowiak,
I, Ed Frankowiak,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of Winfield Township Annual Town Meeting Moderator.
with the Winfield Township Annual Meeting Moderator
Thank you. To the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
All right, thank you. And if I could just have you sign here. I will sign down here. Right there.
Okay, the next item is item 7, discussion and approval of the minutes of the last annual township meeting, April 12th, 2022. I'm looking for a motion to approve and a second.
Motion to approve.
Okay, Mark.
I'll second. Second. Barbara Lincoln.
Barbara. Any discussion?
I didn't see them on the table there, are there? You know?
They're there.
They're on the back of the actual agenda.
They're-
So we're just trying to save paper. Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one page is 11/12/2023, 7 p.m., and the back is 4/12/2022. Any discussion on the minutes? If none, I move to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 8, reading the discussion of financial statement. Moderator starts per se law, 60 IL, and the clerk posted a copy of the supervisory annual financial statement of the meeting in the last 2 days prior to the annual meeting. Therefore, we are now obligated to read the financial statement as long as copies are provided to the public, which they are. And they were posted out on the glass outside. Is there any?
You can move to public comment.
Oh, okay. All right, then the next is the public comment, 5 minutes per person.
Hello, my name is Cyd Paulsen. I live on Jefferson Street in beautiful Winfield, Illinois. So, voters want to have good governance. And at the township level, that means that they want their legislators, their public servants, to be good stewards of their tax dollars. And that does not mean hoarding it or stockpiling it, but rather spending it on things that are good for their community. They have a reasonable expectation of a good investment on their money, something back that helps them. And the township then maintains the roads, assesses properties, and takes care of the indigent. And I wanted to talk about the indigent portion this evening. So the indigent people, the people who could use more food at the food pantry, greater access to the senior bus, a senior program, mental health services, homeless shelters, those are the people who are the least likely to attend a board meeting or an annual town hall. Unless the senior bus came here tonight and I'm unaware of it, bringing a bunch of seniors, they just don't get to know. How do they get their information? Well, I've volunteered at Heston House and at the St. John the Baptist homeless shelter, and I'll tell you, when you see the homeless people, they're always on their phones. They're looking, where are we gonna sleep tonight? Where's some food? Where are some programs for us? Oh, the county is going to buy the Red Roof Inn and have more homeless rooms for us. That's how they access the world. They don't get to board meetings, they don't get to annual town halls. So for those people, for your stakeholders that are the poorest, the most indigent, their news is on their phones. And for that reason, among others, both for the transparency and for plain old information, please videotape your meetings and put them online. So the people who really need that information won't be in a board meeting. Thank you so much.
Okay. Next.
Hello, my name is Crystal Olibriani. I'm here today to address the agenda, just like Cyd, regarding the discussion on the vote that will be today about shall the clerk continue to video record and post recorded video and minutes online indefinitely. The Winfield Township Board meeting is a busy resident of West Chicago and parent. I would like the township to continue recording and posting these minutes. I find going through agendas and bringing minutes much more tedious and time-consuming in general, the general public. As a community member that rallies for transparency and open communication of our residents, I believe keeping these meetings videotaped and posted would generally benefit all of the residents as well as people. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sheila Rutledge. I live in unincorporated West Chicago, and to make sure that I made the meeting on time tonight, I had to leave a town hall with our Congresswoman Delia Ramirez, our State Senator Karina Villa, and our State Rep Maura Hirschauer, that was being held at Hanover Township's Senior Center. That is an eye-poppingly beautiful building. And so the comment I would like to make tonight is I'd like to see services for our seniors, particularly in the south side of Warrenville. I know that there is talk amongst your board to kind of merge our senior services with Wayne Township. They do a great job with seniors up there as well, but I don't think that serves our Winfield Township seniors that should be able to access those types of services in Warrenville or closer to their own community. So, I also have heard that the conversation is moving towards a food pantry, but we have a food pantry right next door to the township offices. I was at an open house for them the other night, and they listed the people that help them acquire food. Northern Illinois Food Bank, People's Resource Center, Loaves and Fishes, they have a good support for their food pantry. So I'd much prefer to see our dollars go toward a senior center so that we can get our seniors out, they will be isolated because they can't make the trip up to Wayne. Thank you.
Next.
Excuse me for not standing up. I didn't do that too long. My name is Marjorie Blogman. I'm an advocate for the aging population. I am with the Illinois Department of Aging and State Senator Karina Miller's office, and also I work with the Great Panthers out of New York City. And I'm coming to you today to kind of reiterate what they've been talking about. As we look to the future, the senior population and their needs is going to grow. It's going just climbing on top of each other as the baby boomers retire. And I think it is essential that we look to those needs because society has changed. You know, grandma is not at home, the kids aren't around, so culture has really made the problem, you know, of these needs because people are isolated and can't go to the neighbor or call their children, so that problem is there. And first of all, I want to thank you so much for your transportation. I ride your bus, and it is great. And I'm so thankful for it, and when I speak on transportation, I always bring you guys up because so many places it is just a mess. I told Sean I would get more information. I was on with the United States Department of Transportation out of Washington, D.C. I was on Zoom with them with Kelly Buckland, and he said there are millions of dollars for transportation and grants through the Department of Transportation with the infrastructure bill that Biden got passed. As you go on the site, Thrive Communities, they will fix sidewalks, they will get buses, they will fix train stations, and of course airports too. And they're there for the asking. If you go on Department of Transportation, they encourage nonprofits to work together and make one grant together and then disperse it. And this Kelly Buckland that's in charge of it is really a great person. And he said, when you get the grant, advocates send back how it was used because they want to know if the money was used properly. So I wanted to share that, and there is such a need. And when the seniors are not isolated and can go out and even just get to a park, is not only good for them, but it helps society all the way down because they are less of a burden if you provide healthy services for them. And I do thank you once again for what you do with the bus, and I look forward to even more things going on in Winfield Township. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicole Berger, I'm the Winfield Township Supervisor. Just want to point out, I went out for 2 grants for LARPA. One, to merge our senior center with Wayne Township. Why did I do that? I need to have data. I just can't go to the voters and say, we have to build a senior center. They're going to want to know how many people are interested in the senior center. What's going on? That's why I applied for the grant, to at least get the data, to at least start the process of doing a referendum question to ask for more money. We did this budget season, if you checked out the budget at all, we did start a capital fund in both general assistance area as well as the township funds as well. On top of that, I did also ask for government funds to get $100,000 to build a new bus. Our bus is over 107,000 miles. And at this minute, they're building a bus, so hopefully we'll continue to keep our old bus and we'll have a backup driver to maybe help more with the citizens or seniors around and disabled persons that need to get around. I will voice that out more and more as I go, possibly looking at doing a postcard to all of our seniors and disabled persons so let them know about the bus program as well as the senior program, and then go from there. Other than that, if anyone has any questions after the meeting, please come talk to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Oh, I can go? Okay, thanks. Judy Lucas, one of the Winfield Township trustees. You know, my vision is more than just a senior center. I'd like to see a community center a place that we could definitely have seniors, because I'm hitting milestone birthday next month. But also school kids too, so we can have a place that scouts can meet. There can be a drop-in place that people can go for tutoring. And there's, we've talked about, we don't have multiple generations in living in most homes. There's so many beautiful programs that we could have with seniors and kids too, which would, I think, benefit both the younger generations and the older generation. So that's kind of, and then, counseling and everything is ways up at Wayne Township. Of course, we get a counselor too. But like I said, I'd like to have a community center, a place that, kids bring their, some of these game places have, game contests and everything like that. But I'd like to expand it, so I'd like to, hear as we go on feedback from people on that, what you guys think about that.
Anybody else? Okay, that concludes the public comment section. The vote shall, the clerk video record and post minutes online indefinitely of Winfield Township Board meeting. Now, does this have to be read, or what the
Strictly a vote.
just a vote?
Yep, there's no resolution
No-
or
no
written
resolution?
document, no.
Okay. So the thing is a vote, shall the clerk video record and post minutes online definitely with Winfield Township Board meetings, yea or nay, or is that no discussion on this?
Yeah, there should be.
Yeah, anything discussion, go ahead. Anybody want to say anything, go ahead.
Okay.
I would say if you're gonna do that, you need everybody to use the microphone. I've only been able to hear about half the comments.
Are you talking about everybody use the microphone when you record the meeting, or do you mean today?
No, I mean, if you're going to record, I wouldn't wanna listen to a recording where I couldn't hear the words people were saying.
Okay, have you watched any of the YouTubes?
No.
Okay, they're on there. I can't tell you, I haven't watched them myself, so I can't tell you how to sound.
Yeah, I do the minutes every month from the videos from YouTube. There's no issues with the audio quality at all.
And as far as I know, the minutes are posted on the website after they have been approved. It might take a day or two after they're approved. Okay, next.
Thank you. I'm just going to speak that the county always posts all of their meeting committee, county board on YouTube. And while the minutes are a good record, I don't think they take into consideration inflection or enthusiasm or I think you get a much better picture by actually watching the video and listening to the comments, because I've been a secretary before. It's impossible to take every notation down unless you have a recording to go back to. So for my feeling, I would like to, because I can't always be at those meetings. This is another meeting that I attend, and I would most definitely watch those recordings.
Kind of piggyback on what Sheila's saying is, you can read the minutes, but you don't get home, you don't get all the complete information, you just get bits and pieces and basically highlights how folks turned out, who was there, which is totally different. It's just like a little synopsis than being able to see the meeting and being there.
Question. This is on YouTube, you said, how many hits does it get each time you post the meetings?
So over the 2 years and 3 months of posting meetings on YouTube, we've accumulated a total of 640 views.
For a year?
No. That's the entire 2.25 years. Each video, now mind you, approximately at minimum 2 views are mine for each meeting, which is a total of, I believe, 47 videos. So you've got basically about 500 views over 2 years. Subscribers, we currently have 31. Now, to give you guys a little bit of an understanding of YouTube and how it works, the YouTube Partner Program, which is monetization, where they put ads on the videos, you need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the 365-day year. For 2022, we finished with 209 views for a whopping 10.4 viewing hours. This has been put out multiple times in newsletters. It's been mentioned at multiple meetings. It's been given many, many times to no avail. Hopefully this will spur some more growth on something like that. But I put the time in. The equipment that I have, unfortunately, cannot handle the requirements now for uploading live to YouTube. We would have to bring it into a discussion, create a committee. We have the beta testing data now for over 2 years for what we're looking at. We should discuss this as a board to see what the cost may be and see if it's feasible and would be a good piece of the taxpayers' funds.
I just want to add one thing though.
Yeah.
And that is, now I live in West Chicago. I've been here since '76. I've been around. For years we were broadcasting city council meetings on cable.
Right.
We couldn't. We were getting almost no use of it whatsoever. Somehow I don't feel that number of people looking at it justifies the cost of any additional, more expensive equipment. We gotta be careful when we spend money, and we gotta be thoughtful when we do it work. Anybody doesn't think we're in hard times, we're not even bought eggs lately. But I mean, and I'm not against getting better at things like that. But right now, what you're working is, we use them right now as working. If it's not working, then perhaps you need to just stop it from now until there's enough money to handle it. Yes, keep posting the minutes online. I read the minutes for all kinds of different things, as well as our city meeting minutes and stuff like that. Quite honestly, I'd rather read it than sometimes try and listen to what people are saying, because I like to go back to one of the words that I hear. And maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but I'm sorry I'm not changing. So.
Understood. Thank you. Sheila?
Yes, thank you. Just a couple clarifications. So you have been posting the meetings to YouTube, but what you're suggesting is that in order to do them in real time, you would need to invest in equipment to get live?
Correct. Yeah, they've been posted live. Out of the 47, I believe it was 43 of them were live.
I don't think anybody's asking for that. I think that they want to be able to go back to the meeting maybe the next day. My second question is that 500 views you had on YouTube, during that period of time, how many people actually attended your meetings in person?
Less than 500.
So you do have a greater reach by posting those videos.
Agreed.
Would it be okay to ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have not studied up on this issue before I came here, except for a very, very small amount. And so as I've heard the comments from people on this side and this side here, I hear multiple different points that I think are very, very valuable. Obviously, it's very helpful to serve those who aren't able to come in person, or maybe the elderly who would like to go ahead and tune in. But at the same time, I'm a small business owner. I own a music school. I don't sell iPhones. As you can tell, our profit margins tend to be small. We have to be wise with our dollars. And I've heard that the cost for doing the type of live streaming or putting it up online is extensive. What was it, $15,000?
It could up to $15,000.
$15,000. That is a horrible, horrible ROI, or a horrible return on investment. And so, for me, I've heard that there's 2 points of view here. Either we do this and maybe spend the $15,000, but obviously when we do this, we also help the elderly and those who can't attend. And for me as a businessman, I look at this and I say, is there actually a third alternative where we could actually make a way for those who might want to attend or have a good record of comments, but actually keep the cost to under $1,000? So that I personally, for me, I would love to be able to see the township use that on the poor, or use that for our roads, or something else like that. $15,000 doesn't make any sense. If it was a choice of $15,000, I would say not at all. But could we find a cheap way to do this, post it later on without doing the live streaming, where we could keep that cost of $500 or $1,000 per year? I know it's not desirable, but at the same time, I feel like I see points on both sides of the aisle, but I think $15,000 would be a waste.
Is the vote today concerning live stream or just?
Just continue, the word is continue.
So we're not voting to live stream, we're voting
To
to
continue.
continue what's going on.
Yeah. You alluded to the fact that they've been posted up until this point, but I was unable to find January, February, March of 20. Has 2023 been posted?
No, 2023 has not been posted. At this point, the PC can't handle it, so it has not been posted since then.
Their personal computer, right?
Yeah, the computer here, the township provided computer does not handle.
Can't handle, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so basically as a upload source, you have to have a upload speed of a minimum of 5 to 7 megabits per second. We would most likely have to upgrade the internet at the township for one. Number two, the internals of this computer. Most computers are going to last about 2 years. That's what this is, 2 years old. It can't handle the amount of data to show the video live on YouTube. Tried it 3 times, it's failed the last 3 times. At that point, decided, you know what, due to the viewership and what's been going on, we're better off just leaving it as was with the recordings, audio recordings, and the minutes.
Except we're not doing it live.
We're not talking about.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
It gets uploaded on YouTube the next day, and then you can erase it from your computer, and then you can start over.
Well, we can discuss the ins and outs of how exactly to do everything.
The fact that we are voting on recording it and then uploading it. No, not buying extra equipment, we're not voting on live streaming. We are voting on recording it and uploading it, just as we have done in the past. And you have the recordings, you said,
Yes.
from the whole year so far. They just need to be uploaded.
They can be, yes.
But is that a tablet or a PC?
Both. This is the only PC that would allow live streaming.
A little bit of background, I have a degree in broadcasting, and you're not
Okay.
going to be able to upload anything on a tablet. You do need a PC.
Yeah, it's a Surface.
And you may get a very reasonable PC to do what you guys need to do. You guys don't need a top-of-the-line Mac.
No, I can do it on my phone.
Right.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd just like to praise Mike for starting this to begin with.
Thank you.
I think it was a great thing that he did, and just to let, some of us want to see it continue.
Just a personal. I looked at 1 or 2 of those meetings, and the recording. To actually do it, you should have multiple cameras and ones that would track based on who is speaking. So I found it hard to watch some of those videos because of the quality of the videos. So that's my own personal opinion.
If you guys, I know this whole thing is constantly keeps going back to live stream uploads versus the continued what we've been asking. So my question is if you guys wanted to, and without spending money like what you're saying, a third option, have you guys, there's many different entities within, I'm sure Winfield as well as West Chicago that does live streaming. D33, this is one of the big pushes, was to get it live streamed. They have all of this equipment. Has anybody thought about or interested in trying to make that connection so you can partner with them and use that? I'm sure if you literally went to their location, they would probably be more, open to using their equipment. And with that being said, to me, it's one of those, and this might sound bad, but it's one of those, we keep saying we're here for this vote and everything, and then continued video recording, and then it keeps turning into live stream, and then I just can't, with a comment that said, currently we cannot handle requirements of uploading videos. It would have to be an additional cost. And then you're saying that nothing from 2023 was posted, even though they weren't live stream videos, you have them and they could be uploaded. So to me, why aren't they uploaded? They should be uploaded. And then when you go back to, this was supposed to be an open discussion and a vote. How is this an open discussion when it says, you're telling us right off the bat that you can't handle any of the requirements to do this going forward?
Well, this was posted on the on the agenda last meeting was requested by, I believe it was Trustee Lucas. This is something that I've been working on now for 2 years. And, this is something I spearheaded, like Maury said, and I would like to see it continue. However, right now, the ROI is not there. And that's where, for me, I'd rather see the funds be used on something better.
Okay, I did ask to have this put on the agenda because it is very important. I've had people who haven't watched the meetings and they like it. Someone who doesn't like to watch it would rather read minutes. That's your option, you can do it. When I brought this up and I asked to have it on the agenda, there was never a discussion on live streaming. We are not voting on live streaming. Your suggestion about maybe partnering with somebody else, I think maybe down the road we could revisit it if our viewership was increased. But right now, no, and we've done very little to even say that it's on YouTube. So when we're saying that at the meetings that it's on YouTube, but nobody's attending the meetings, the word's not getting out. So it's not on our website. Our website's got a lot of 2021, things that are outdated. I would like to have a link very clear on the first page of it, telling the people and ask them to becoming a subscriber. We don't even need to worry about monetizing it at this point. We do not need to spend any money on equipment because we're not going to be live streaming it. We can use the current equipment. And I think that if we get 640 views is phenomenal. We haven't had that many people come to a meeting in years. I mean, even if we had it all the time, annual town hall meetings. So we can do it without another penny. So that as far as the return on investment, your ROI, we're not investing anything except for the time, and we are going to
That's
only
what
for
we're
maybe
paying for.
I'd like to call the question.
Wait a minute, I got
Awesome.
like the
Trustee?
I'm out here too. Because, first of all, I'm just like you guys here at this meeting, because I have no authority to say we're gonna do this, this, or this. I'm here just like the gentleman back there, lived in West Chicago all your life. You talked about Channel 17 that was put on by Comcast. You watched it every Monday night. You did the city, all that, and I think every now and then they go into Warrenville, everything like that. You gotta remember that was Comcast, so Comcast was completely different, and I think the city paid big bucks for that. That's why they had the mass production. We're sitting here right now, we're discussing this and vote. All it is shall the clerk continue to video record and post recorded video and minutes online indefinitely the Winfield Township Board meetings. And somehow we got sidetracked here. We're talking about $15,000, we're talking about mass production of this here. All we wanna know, basically, what direction, me as a taxpayer, continue, just whatever it says right here, that's all we're doing. It's nothing, and then down the line, as a board member, we may look at other stuff. But tonight, we're just sitting here, shall the clerk continue to do what he's been doing? That's it. We're not talking about mass production. We're not talking about, let's go get an Emmy or an Oscar. We're talking about the meeting, set the video up, record the meeting, put it on, after the meeting, put up where it was, we watch it, if you hear it, and we can fine tweet it, as a citizen, whatever. We can bring that later. So my question is, can we call this to a vote?
Call the question.
I second that.
Okay,
Call the question.
those voting a yay, please raise your hand. Can I have somebody do a quick hand count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
You can raise your hand up really, really high if you want this to happen.
I don't think you need a hand count. I think it's a majority.
You want to keep it honest. We need to have them on video.
Yeah.
Watch what their hands are doing.
I see 20 at least. Okay, so the ayes are 20. Nays?
Just because of the cost of it. It's already in the budget.
1 nay. Any abstain?
I had to put it out there.
Looks, based on my polling, 20 ayes, 1 nay, and 2 abstain. Okay, the next is to set the time and next annual town meeting. The suggested time is April 9th, 2024 at 7 p.m. And that's usually what's always been the second Tuesday of the month of April. And so I'd like to, do I need a motion?
Yes.
So move. Second.
Who?
Move. I'll second it.
Sheila, and then, okay. Any discussions? If none, move to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Motion to set time of any special meeting that may be called. If no one has anything, move on. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion adjourned and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay. What time is it?
7:36 p.m.
Yeah, let's record. Yeah.
I think.
Thank you.